All right, back in business. Here we go. It's the year 2020, and we're moving into 2021 this school year, which is the year I predict that we can party again and we can travel and we can do stuff. It's going to be rad. So I'm hoping like we just kind of play through this last little bit and then we destroy coronavirus and then we're back to business. That's my thought. I didn't know how to start, and then I was kind of playing with it, and I was like, I still need to get to know him. I can't teach very well if I don't understand who I'm teaching. So I thought I'll introduce myself. I'm going to give you an assignment to introduce yourself. I literally take notes. I really try and connect the kids with what your hobbies are and things like that. So I can maybe, hopefully, find connections for you with the content and all that. Okay, so this presentation is brought to you by like a PowerPoint pre-made presentation where I just kind of filled in the blanks. That's how bad I cheated. So sorry about that. I just adults sometimes do that too. So this page, it was like, hello, I am, and then it said your name. So hello, I am Jody Roadhouse. I have been teaching for 10 years, which is a drop in the bucket. And prior to that, I worked as an exercise physiologist for 10 years for Intermountain Healthcare. I'm including a link. Just understand that I have never been real good with like hair and makeup, but there was a commercial I was in, so I'm a little, I don't know, famous. I think it's got like 150 views or something. So there is that. Prior to my time with Intermountain Healthcare, I worked as a personal trainer. So a lot of work with adults, and especially as it relates to their fitness and how the food that they're taking in affects their health. And we would do things like VO2 max tests, body fat tests, and they'd meet with a dietitian and a physical therapist. Lots of stuff that would happen that we'll talk about through the year, especially sports med. A lot of the stuff that we did in my job, we're going to be kind of getting some hands-on. That's what I love, is that we'll get some time in the classroom to get some hands-on experience. So my education is listed there. I have a couple of bachelor's degrees and a master's degree from Utah State. So U of U, Weber State, Utah State, all great schools. You notice I didn't mention like another. So this slide says, I love teaching because, and it gives you like prompts. And I really thought about it. I was like, why do you love teaching? Well, I've worked with adults. And while I love a lot of adults out there, and I think that there are some really, I think there are people that really still can change and be pliable over time as adults. It's a very small number of adults that actually do change. So when I would see the same patient or the same client year after year and get a lot of lip service where they're like, I'm going to change everything and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I'm going to be so much better. And they come back the same, or they come back sometimes a little bit worse than they were before. Not to say that it's unattainable as an adult, but I will tell you that the what I've seen in my experience is that adults have a hard time changing. So I feel like if we can grab an audience that's younger, where your brains aren't fully together, I feel like it's a little more pliable. If we can inject some incitement into your brain, then maybe we can get a new set of adults that are a little bit more likely to have some characteristics that I want to add. Young brains are also very funny. So when I say that, like, your frontal lobe isn't done cooking. And so that's a lot of times where your decision making happens. And like people my age can be like, if let's say that there's like a trampoline next to a roof on a house. Like if an adult came to me and was like, let's jump off the roof onto the tramp, I would be like, no. And I feel like probably half of the kids, and it might be the male half, I'm not gonna lie, would maybe jump off of there. So young brains are funny. Try not to be dangerous, but they are kind of funny the way you're like, my decision making is a little bit still developing. Um, Long description, but yeah, kids are funny. Adults are kind of steady state boring to me. So, and I absolutely love my content, and I want other people to love my content. So that's why I teach. That was a really long description. So it asks for my family page. Been married for 25 years, and we have 3 kids together, and they range in age from 23 to 18. And my daughter recently got married during Corona. She decided to make all of her big life changes right when the virus was like, let's not allow anything to happen. So it's been kind of a rough experience, but it also has kind of in some ways brought us closer together as a family. But my first little granddaughter is on the way, and I'm telling you, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So another thing you should know is I really feel like this teaching position, I want you to feel like family. I want everyone in my class to feel like you belong. Everyone's brain is different. I love how different everyone's brain is. And I hope that you don't feel like there's a type of kid I like, because I like students to be who they are. And I just love the differences between brains. And anyway, if you're in my class, you're family as well. This summer was kind of a blah summer because usually we like to get out of here. We're wanting to get to France this year, had reservations canceled, and then we had Mexico planned canceled. So we've kind of been around. We went to Yellowstone. We've gone up to the mountains a lot, but it's kind of a bummy summer. But we did get a German Shepherd puppy, and I didn't want you to think that by any means that meant that my Milo was not getting his attention. So there he is, my sweet little Milo dog. I'm stupid over that dog. But yeah, summer was not my favorite. I think 2021 is the summer of fun. That's my thought. Okay, so that's for favorite treat. Homemade ice cream is bomb. Moana is my favorite Disney movie right now, but I'm gonna be rewatching this as soon as I get a grandkid. In intro, I feel like favorite topics include bones and muscles, but I really had to struggle because I really like the heart unit. I'm beefing up the skin unit this year because the skin unit was one that I was like, you can do better. So it asked for favorite restaurant. There's a place called Lisa's on 4th South in Salt Lake. It is delicious. No commercial. I don't get paid for that. It's delicious. And then Where the Wild Things Are. Duh. It didn't ask for like a real book. I like real books too. So I feel like there are more hobbies than what I have here. But my brain at this point in the presentation was like, I'm done with this. So I go to the gym. I like to drive around my Jeep, and I love mountains, fishing. I guess you could add. I don't know. I like to go to the zoo with like my nieces and nephews. The kids that still like the zoo, but I don't know. Maybe that's not politically correct. I still like the zoo. I don't care. Okay. It also said your favorite kind of vacation. Well, my favorite kind of vacation is like, have I been there before? Then that's my favorite. I want to see more places, and I want to visit the entire world. Well, there are some places I'm not that interested in, but I want to see most of it. So I got a lot to see. So as soon as coronavirus ends, my goal is to travel as much as possible. And then I feel like this year is going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be totally worth it for me because I want you to be successful. And if that means more work for me, just we'll get it. That's what we'll do. Okay. My wishes for this school year. First of all, I feel like in a classroom, in my opinion, when there's magic, it happens because there's connection with kids and there's connection with content. I love what I teach. I'm one of those fortunate teachers that, well, I picked it. But you need to go into what you're passionate about. When that happens, and you actually like you like kids, you actually can really have a good time in school. So my goal is to connect with you guys, make sure I kind of know who you are, and then get you guys to fall in love with this content as I have. And there is this other part of me that's like, man, let's just get through this year. We're gonna plug away together. We're gonna be same team. We're gonna work together. This is gonna be the best year we ever had. That's my prediction. COVID's terrible. Sorry if people don't like that word. It had an interview me slide, so if you're interested in asking me questions, you can. You don't have to. Just put it on Canvas or something. But you do have to do this. I want to know about you, and there is an assignment right in your assignment section. Everything will be in announcements, linked right in there. You'll watch the video, you'll do the assignment when you're at home. That's kind of the format. I want to know about you. Whatever detail that you feel like this is important, that she knows that I really like to mountain bike, or I really like to play football, or whatever you do, just let me know who you are so I can start to maybe gear the content towards your brain. Okay, so that's me, and you're gonna turn around and give this back to me. This is due ASAP. I take notes. I need to know who you are so I can start actually making progress. So happy to be your teacher this year. We're gonna have a ball. That's a guarantee. So let's go, View Vikings. Woo.